So, good morning everyone. We'll start the session. Multi-cloud DevOps and AI Mastery course, and I am your instructor. I'm Rajnikanth, holding 7 plus years of experience in AI platform and machine learning and cloud automations and as well as DevOps. I have been worked with multiple clients and multiple projects with not only in India, other countries as well. So this is my profile, holding 7 plus years of experience into this platform. And I will be the instructor for this course. You have any questions or anything related to machine learning, AI and AI development platform, cloud automations and DevOps, you can feel free to ask me. You can reach me out over public domains also. So about this course, I would like to give you a brief what I would like to cover and going forward what I will be going to teach you all. So you will be going to master in multi-cloud DevOps fundamentals in the first, and then real world implementation scenarios, industry challenge solutions, and I also going to teach you over how to play with the market trends, whatever the positions you are applying over the Naukri or LinkedIn other platform. And here I will be going to cover a hands-on projects which are nothing but complete real-time capstone projects only, which outside organizations are using n-tier, 2-tier, multi, okay, 3-tier and multi-tier we use it to call them. So in that also we have different types of applications and the strategies. Not only the application level, infrastructure level also we need to know. So all this I'm going to cover part of this course by using important tools. Most of you people already done some research about the DevOps and multi-cloud, right? So even though you done some research and few people are already working on the DevOps area, but lack of skill. Sometimes people are not able to solve their issues and the task because of the lack in the skill. They don't know what it is going on. So I will be cover those. Why you have to learn this multi-cloud actually? I just want to take a 5 minutes and I'll tell you about this kind of a formal PPT, and then I'll get into the our dashboard where I'll give you a good picture about it, and then we will have a Q&A session, and from regular classes I will be going to teach you the live hands-ons. So if you see multi-cloud revolution, nowadays market is going and also they are very keen and interested to adapt multi-cloud environment and the strategy. Why? What is the use? If you see the big companies I have listed for an example, but most of the companies are using multi-cloud strategy to avoid vendor locking system, because this is the main point where multi-cloud point will come up. Cost optimization, vendor independence, and disaster recovery. Previously, we used to do this kind of things over the data centers, But now, since this generation is completely over the cloud technologies, so we have to do it the cloud only. So if you still relied over the data centers and you will be uh, you're lacking between the technologies to go faster. So there will be no fast deployments or releases that you uh, compare with the other cloud technologies or other organization who is doing. If you take a Netflix itself, Netflix is using completely their on-premises and they have completely deployed on AWS. They're not even using Azure. but they are using GCP. So why they are using two clouds along with their on data center? So there is a connectivity. I don't know there's specific reasons then why they are not using Azure. But most of the companies, if you see bankings and other companies, they are using Azure. They are using AWS connectivity. And some companies are using three clouds. What is the reason behind it? Why they have to establish this connectivity? So this is what I'm going to tell you in this session. Very interesting. And in the last, if you have any questions, you can ask me. So common multi-cloud challenges when you developing this multi-cloud strategy. Let's say you are a senior consultant or a senior associate and you are suggesting this multi-cloud to your team or to your subject matter expert or a stakeholder, then they're going to ask you what benefits you find out or what limitations you have with it. So complexity of this multi-cloud is you have to maintain different APIs. You have to maintain different APIs and tools and interfaces across the cloud providers. Most of the times we have some confusion in our mind. Multi-cloud means three clouds are same, all resources are same, just the naming convention is different, but why to use these clouds? Just a naming convention change, right? And the working style also same, the strategy also same. What makes a difference? Yes, we're going to discuss that because different interfaces across the cloud providers, interfaces works for your services and tools and the services that you are using inside the cloud. Okay, we will discuss that. And security concern. Maintaining a consistent security policies across the multiple cloud is also a big juggle for you because you are writing a network security for one way of communication. That is quite easy. But now you have to maintain two clouds means two service providers you need to maintain a security. So that is little bit a difficulty and the skill gap. So you need an engineer who work for this multi-cloud engineering. So that is the one more thing. So these are the this common limitations that in the common multi-cloud challenges, but these are now overcoming by the hiring engineers. So companies are looking more towards the multi-cloud skill who is having because they are not ending up with one single vendor. Okay. So evaluation of multi-cloud things. So as per Gartner Magic and up to 2024 only it is too quite high. Now in 2025, so there's a 28% increase in this multi-cloud adoption. See, so this is as per the CAGR IT Hub uh, percentage, 25% it growing over the world, and most of the companies are 92% are adapting to the multi-cloud strategy. So average cloud services per company, 5 plus. That means which clouds are? See, multi-cloud, it can be Alibaba, Tencent Cloud, DigitalOcean, Amazon, Azure, GCP. We have many other clouds. A company may use these many cloud service providers for their requirement. So as per the India, if you say, I just said only 23, that is an actual number. 25 means the 2% is an assumption. There will be a floating, right? The floating will also calculate. That's how it is a 25%. In India itself, as per the CAGR, it is 25% adaptation is already done. Job roles and salaries, yes. So there is a very good hike. A 4 years of or a 3 years of experience guy is earning 18 LPA package on multi-cloud DevOps skill actually. So you have a different job roles. I'll tell you which job roles are comes under this DevOps. Okay, and there are some important tools which we are going to cover in the DevOps. I'll tell you that. So I'll let me go back to my dashboard and then I'll write down something for you. So our method, my method of teaching is like this. So please make sure turn off your videos and the mic uh, because seeing your video is enabled. Yeah. So my method of teaching is, first I will cover theory and practical, and then I'll give you use cases over the real world use cases, what outside real world organizations are using, and industry case examples and problem solving sessions. So we will be having a separate Q&A session every Saturday to solve your uh, issues. While you are practicing, you have issues, right? So those things we can solve by having a separate session. So this is my way of teaching, where I will take a use case in the real world and I'll teach you on it. 24 into 7 doubt session will be there with our mentor. So you will be having a dedicated mentor, so who will also solve your issues, and if not, you can reach out to me. That's good. And coming to me, I have complete 5+ years of experience in teaching, and I already teaching in multiple platforms like Simply and IntelliPart and also at Naresheti, and other platforms also I'm teaching the one-on-one sessions in the USA consultants. Let me go back to this one. I know that few are non-background from this cloud and DevOps, and if you are already having some background about it, that means they already done some research and they studied about it and they know that. Let me give you why this multi-cloud is important, and also how this strategy they are using and how this DevOps is being implemented on it. Okay. For example, most of the people data center, right? Data center. So data center is look like this. So data centers are look like this, right? We know that. So this is a data center. I'm calling it as data center. Every company, if I'm a person and I would like to start my own company and I have a product in my mind and I would like to start. So which one I would like to start? So let's say I would like to start one company, mm, one application, Netflix application. Okay, so this is Netflix application. Where I will keep this data, I will keep this data in my data center only, right? I'll keep this data in my data center only here. Am I going to rely on single data center? There are multiple servers. You are seeing this all servers, right? These are all the servers. In order to run any single code of any piece of code, you need a server. Basically, I have this requirement to develop one application and I will be hiring one developer. Let's say I have one developer, and developer will do a code and he will run in a laptop, right? He will run in a laptop. Let's say this is my laptop. It's just a local hosting. It is just a local hosting. Here only he will run this and we can able to see I'm satisfied with my developer code, but this laptop is not enough to run my whole application. I need server. I need a big server. Okay. Single server is enough for me. Let's say today 10 users are accessing my application. Tomorrow 20 users are accessing my application. And after 1 week, 1 lakh people are accessing my application. Is single server is enough for me? No. Everything that you need to run, you have to run in a server. So you will be creating multiple servers and placing in a way. So then I'm constructing like in a vertical way. So this I'll call it as rack servers. I'll keep a rack like this and I'll place all the servers in a way to connect in a sequence manner. I'll call it as a rack servers. So like this, many servers are placed at one place and connected each other and making it to work for my application with outside network, nothing but data center. In your data center, you will be having servers, routers, switches, and firewalls, and storage area network. Storage servers also will be there. Okay. So these many devices will be present at your data center and central AC connectivity and electricity connectivity and your maintenance. It will be a very headache for the customer. It will be very headache for the customer to maintain this much big data center. He don't know whether this application is going to success or not. So in order to take this risk, why can't he go for a cloud? What is the cloud technology means? If he relied on this single data center, what if some fire accident or because of this rain some floods came or some earthquake happened and this data center is collapsed? Over the period of time, Netflix has become a big market, right? Now, if a data center is collapsed, and you will lose your business, you will lose your entire data and the customers. You don't want that. So what you will do, you will create one more data center in another region. Let's say you have created in this, it is in the Hyderabad, you will be creating in the Bangalore. And you will connect these two data centers by using one ISP, Airtel, Vodafone, Jio, something like that. Okay. So with their network, we will connect these two data centers. In that case, I'll call it as DR, disaster recovery. So whenever my application users are logging in and all of sudden if this data center may get down and automatically it will be up from here. So this is disaster recovery strategy between the data centers. This customer is going to rely on these two data centers only? No. Like this, he will develop the data centers in multiple locations. If you take one single bank, they have more than 50 plus data centers itself in India. In other countries also same. There's no difference in it. One company will maintain at least a 4 to 5 data centers. If it is a normal medium scale company, yeah, 2 data centers are enough. Example, if you people are in Hyderabad and you know metro, Uppal is the DC and Miyapur is the DR. You know, they maintain their own data centers. So this kind of servers, rack servers, so they have almost 2 3. That's it, that's enough because it's a very uh, medium scale services, right? And they have connected with the government cloud. So the ISP name I forgot. uh, Railway, so railtel, sorry, railtel ISP, they are using their services. So like this, all companies are maintain at least a data centers in order to recover their data and So this is when your data center is down. In some cases, this will be both data centers are active. So let me write down. So this data center also active and this data center also active. If a user sitting in Bangalore and nearest location is Bangalore, if a user sitting in Mumbai and nearest location is also Mumbai and Hyderabad, so which is the nearest location, the request will forward to that data center. So that's how your application will be loaded. So similarly, if the Netflix is deployed in India or in US or in Canada or in different location, if a user sitting in Canada and from where he is accessing Netflix, he is accessing from India? No. He'll be accessing from the nearest location. So this is how this setup will be made. So previously we used to do on the data centers. Now maintaining a data center has become a big juggling. That's how customers are moving towards the cloud. Moving towards the cloud. AWS, Azure and GCP. Okay. Because cost is a matter. Security is fine. But reliability is a matter. Scalability is a matter. And if any disasters happen, oh no. So he will be into more manual work. So this is a big process and there is no optimized and automated way deployments in the data centers. So he has to plan failover things. Active means when a user is nearest location and it will forward to the two data centers. Or active and standby means whenever this down and this will be up. So this kind of strategies previously we used to do. Since this is a big headache for us and we are moving to the cloud. Now the customer is selected AWS cloud. Okay. And I moved all the data centers, my all data by using a migration method. We call this as a migration. Which migration you're doing? Rebuild, recreate, lift and shift, refactor. Which type of migration you're doing? So there are types of migration. Okay. Example. You are the person, you are sitting in Hyderabad and you're sitting in Bangalore. So for a job purpose, you are moving to Hyderabad to Bangalore. Will you going to migrate everything over there? No. For a temporary base, you will move it over there. So for that, what are all the your belongings you needed? Those things only you will move it over there. So it is a 1 or 2 years or 3 years. So that is a different type of you are moving over there, right? That is different type of migration. And you are moving with your family. Are you moved completely? So like this, here also the migration will be planned. You are moving only necessary components from your data center to the cloud side, or you are moving completely, or you are keeping some services here and you are also using some services here and you are interconnecting these two. So like this, the migrations will be happen. And these are the projects that to given to the MNC companies. Let's say I am a company and I need to do a migration. Then what I'll say? I need an engineering team. I'll go to TCS, I'll go to Capgemini, I'll go to Accenture and I'll ask them, I need an engineering team who can work for this project. That's how the hiring will happen. Okay. So all these workloads, we are moving from data center to the cloud side. Let's say AWS cloud. Okay. Now I'm in vendor lock. If I do everything into the AWS itself, first 1 year is okay. I moved all my workloads and all are running in AWS fine, and I'm my cost is becoming high. What if in future I would like to migrate to Azure? Okay, in AWS if I would like to maintain DC and DR setup between two different regions, the cost is quite high for me. If I maintain Azure cloud as a DR with minimal resources, okay, the cost is low for me. If I use GCP for my AML workloads and data analytics, faster and cost efficient. Faster and cost efficient. So these are the some of the ideas will come to a business when an organization is uh, facing issues with their cost, facing issues with their connectivity. Why can't you use active and DCDR strategy with your multi-cloud? You can keep DC in the AWS and you can keep DR in the Azure, or you can keep front-end workloads in the GCP and you can keep back-end workloads in the AWS cloud. Which services you have to take for it? So although you can maintain through Terraform and OpenTofu, okay. So these kind of connectivities are more nowadays. That's how the hiring is more on the multi-cloud, and people are also looking engineers who have this skill. At least they need to have 3 cloud skill. And I will be going to cover all this in my course of what Azure and what AWS and what GCP is, and how the connectivity will be and all the services as real world use case. Since I am an architect, I know the pain, and the same pain I will teach you. Okay. And now you might have one question in your mind. How come this DevOps is using here? So you're still talking about cloud technology, connectivity and all. See, once you have moved your application, this is your Netflix, right? Once you have moved application to on-premises to the cloud, you need to update this code base, develop your features, deploy your features. While you can go to your mobile Play Store and check the version of the Netflix. So there will be a version like this. There is a version like this. So this is the current version of the Netflix which is deployed right now, and you are updating that binary uh, into your mobile, and then the mobile client application is communicating with the master application. So that is the Android, where they deploy directly into the Play Store and App Store. So this is Android things. What about web? The web applications is different, Android application is different, desktop application is different, tablet version is one of the sub version in your desktop version. So like this, there are different applications in the market. I'll be going to cover those things in our next class. Types of applications and types of deployment with types of category or entity companies. Now you are using this v1.12.3 version application in your mobile, and then all of a sudden you got a update. Why you got a update? If you not update, and you will be out of some features. And why this Netflix also doing this updates? Because there will be bugs or there will be new feature implementation. If they not do update, if they sit like that, the competitions like the competitor Amazon Prime, Hotstar, other companies will do update and they will attract the customers. Netflix don't want those things, so they have to always up to the market. So their development team is always do changes. They always do some changes. So these changes you need to deploy into the production, right? So when a engineer is done some changes, then the version is going to call v1.12.4 or 13.4, something like this. So this version need to be deployed in the production. So then you have to do some automations from the code base, running a CI/CD pipelines and using services and deploy. Before deploy, you need to test it. All these activities are going to done by the DevOps engineer. Then the users can see the new version after their update. After their update. So that's why, so this DevOps is infinite loop. It is infinite loop like this. Dev plus operations. What happening? We will do a planning. So we will do a planning and then do code and build, test, release, deploy, monitor and get the feedback. And then again new feature will come. We'll do code, we'll build, we'll test, we'll release and we'll deploy and we'll monitor. So like this, the flow will be continuous. Whatever the update now you are doing at the mobile, that update in the company, for that update in the company, developers are already started working from last 2 months. So if you are seeing a new update version now, that means the developers are already work. This is July, right? They might already worked in April. They might already work in June. So that is the flow in the companies. Whoever doesn't know this, just think like this. An application, whatever the application now you are seeing is because it is fast and reliable and it is never getting a downtime means because of the cloud and DevOps. That's why this hiring and the job requirements are more in the companies. And this is a method, not a technology. So this method will not remove from the market. Every time, any year, any season, the hiring will be go. You just need to up to date with your skills because most of the companies are having different requirements. Now I'll tell you the what are the requirements. What are the requirements? 1 minute. Cool. You have different roles. All are comes under DevOps only. You have DevOps engineer, DevOps engineer, DevSecOps engineer, build and release, build and release engineer, platform engineer, cloud automation, nothing but cloud ops itself, observability engineer, SRE engineer. So these are all roles comes under DevOps and there is a new role called DevX. All these roles comes under DevOps only. An enhanced version of this is nothing but MLOps. An enhanced version of this is nothing but AIOps. Okay. DevOps, you are working for one application. Let's say this is your application, nothing but Java code. You are working DevOps for Java code. Okay. But MLOps, you work for the machine learning code. That's it. All the principles that whatever you are applying for in the DevOps, those principles you apply for machine learning. And the similar way, You apply this AIOps with AI integration principles. So quite different. So little bit differences will be there, but almost same. If you want to become an AIOps engineer, you should know DevOps perfectly. Okay. So these are the roles comes under DevOps. If you go and search in the Naukri, you will able to see all this profile names or job titles. My course is suitable 100%. I can give you confirmation like 101% is fit for these roles. Except this one, DevX. DevX is nothing but a developer, Java full stack developers who do DevOps activity. DevX is different. Companies are expecting developer to work as a DevOps. Okay. So except this DevX, all other roles are perfect from my course. And however, uh, okay, so real time use cases inside the companies. If you are working, you can bring up your problem also. We'll discuss on it in the course. You are struggling with one task. Yes, you can bring it that into the discussion. We will work on it. Okay. So bringing means don't bring everything. So just idea, the solution, how you can solve it. So what is your problem? How you have to approach it. So this is the way I teach. So this is what real time means. And what I do, I'll create a Jira board for us. I'll create a Jira board and I will assign the tasks. I will assign a task and you have to work on the task. So that is your assessment. In classroom, we will be having a Google Classroom. There I will assign some assignments and you have to complete those assignments. Similarly, how in the real time, how your manager or a team leader gonna ask you. So same way I will be behaving like that on every Saturday. You will be get one task on every Saturday and you have to finish that. So that's what a real time means. And I will teach you how you have to play with your Jira board, how you have to play at your Scrum boards, sprints, retrospectives, daily stand-ups, all this. Because most of you know already this process on an agile methodology, but still lack of skill. They don't know how to update their task. Students are don't know how to project your work to the management. That's how they are failing over there. Even though you not do work. You have to project yourself. You have to show your stuff to them, right? You are spending some good amount of hour time in the company. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. You have to show that. You have to project that. Then only nobody will not question you. Then then only they will question you on the technical part. If you answer, that's it. So this is what my students, I observed that my students are lagging at that point. Communication, projecting, all this. So I also part of this course, I'll also teach you those things. Don't worry. Cool. So inside this DevOps, and I said I will be also going to cover plus AI. So AI means AI development? No. AI, how you can use AI to your work? Are you going to write Kubernetes manifest file or an Ansible playbook or a GitHub action or a Jenkins pipeline manually? No. You have to know the idea of what stages and what scripting you are keeping it over there. But if you started writing manually in this generation and you are a slow person, so you have to use AI, not only Copilot. So there are many ways to use an AI. Even you can propose those changes or integrations or automations in your organization. So that will be very nice and good impression on you. So I'll teach those things with AI, how you can leverage generative AI or we have any other AIs. So as of now in the market, generative AI we all know. You're every day communicating with ChatGPT, right? So that is a generative AI, and similar like that Copilot and all this are generative AIs only. So not only generative AI, we have other AIs where you can place into our DevOps and make automation. I'll also tell you that how you can make use of AI and do that. Yes, Akash, you can unmute and speak.
Hi, Ranjit. May I know, like Rajinikanth, sorry.
Yes,
May I know how many days this course will be? How long? And
sure.
how many hours each day you will take?
Regular classes from Monday,
Okay.
7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Okay, 1.5 hour, mandatory 1.5 hour, and it is 100 days course. So you can able to see the recordings, at least 90 classes recordings, 85 to 90 class recording in your, and recordings are lifetime access, notes and recordings. You no need to worry about recordings may go it wipe it off from your account. No. So once I have given access to you, that's it, lifetime. It's your wish. You wanna use it or not use it, whatever. And resume support. So I am the person going to give you the resume and how you have to modify. Everything I'll tell you in the last of the course. And I'll also give some templates based on your different people, right? We have different experiences. So I will give uh, resumes so you can market them. Not only this, profile building. So this is where students are still lagging. Profile building, I'll teach you a separate class, 2 or 3 days of class of profile building only. And mock interviews. Mock interviews is from the management. They will going to give you this mock interviews, and I will also part of the mock interviews whenever I'll get time, and I will be involving into it and try to teach you over the how you have to play in the interview. See, there are different constraints. You wanna get good company, good package, good work-life balance, right? So regarding that, how you have to select your company, and if you select it, and how you have to play in the first, second, and third round of interviews. If they are asking virtual, if they are asking coming to office, so if you attended 2 rounds virtual and third round to office, and how you have to handle. Okay, virtual you did something, but in physical, so you will be fearing. So most of the people they are fearing to go physical interviews. So no, you can go after my course. So that is my guarantee. That kind of subject I will teach you. All I want is your efforts. And coming to the course, 30K ANA is a course. Why this is? If you go outside of the market, AWS plus DevOps they will say, and Azure plus DevOps they will say, and GCP cloud they will say. Each cloud they'll take 10, 10, 10,000. AWS DevOps 10,000, Azure DevOps 10,000. If it is GCP, also it is 10,000. If you go and do inquiry in the Amirpet, they'll say the same amount. At least amount is 10,000. But together in the multi-cloud, along with the DevOps and DevSecOps and SRE, you'll never find SRE subject anywhere and the real-world capstone projects. And I will also covering AI and lifetime recordings. That's how the fees is 30K, and which is your one-time investment. I can guarantee you on this. So you never go learn DevOps again and outside. Stop searching in Udemy, stop searching in YouTube, stop searching in Coursera, all this. So I'll guarantee you that that subject you will get it here.
Thank you. Do you have any morning classes like 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. something around like a.m. times? Because I for me this time is not I'm little bit busy during this time 7 p.m. to 8:30.
Try to adjust because I'm already means blocked with all slots. This is the only one slot. Because I do support of multiple projects and multiple other batches. In morning I have a agentic class, so it's already going on. So if I after that and I can start one more batch. Morning 7:30 to 8:30 I have already AA classes.
Okay, thank you. So
Good.
that's all the questions I have.
Thanks for your questions. Anyone having any question? I'm open now.
Hello, hi Rajni. This is Mohan.
Yeah, Mohan, tell me.
Yeah, I mean you informed like you are going to teach all the three, right? AWS, Azure, and GCP. So may I know how many real time projects you are going to teach? And let us say like if one project we do, for the disaster recovery we will maintain all those things in the different cloud, right? So that's
Yeah,
what you mean. Maybe can you brief about that once?
sure. For example, I will be showing you 5 projects, and there are some mini projects also. Mini projects are nothing but your assessments. Okay, mini projects, your assessments, and 5 main capstone projects. In 5 main capstone project, one is a monolithic kind of project, monolithic kind of project, and another one is microservices. Rest of the things are all microservices only. Okay, microservices strategy with a single cloud and also multi-cloud. And when you are setting up your DRDC activity, so this is also one with network connectivity. So you may go with active or active standby or like this with your clouds and along with your data center. So this is one project, and microservices with single and multi-cloud, this third project, and this is a fourth project, monolithic. And another one is you can use AI to automate your DevOps, where it will cover all real world use cases. In this, I will use the trend GitHub Actions, GitLab CI, Jenkins. So Jenkins is already outdated. People are now not using, and we're gonna use GitHub Actions, which is trend and all the companies are using. So those kind of trend tools we are going to use, like OpenTofu, Terraform and all, and we'll do this project developments. And these projects you can add it to your GitHub profile. In your GitHub profile, you can I'll tell you how you have to show your project in your GitHub profile, and you can also connect this project to your LinkedIn. So there's an option adding projects in the LinkedIn. You can connect over there as well. So this is completely going to be teamwork. If I say monolithic, that means 3 days or a 2 days, we are all together going to develop. Microservices means we are all together going to develop. So DRDC also it is like that. One project is at least a 2 or 3 days. So that's how I'll cover all those things in a very step-by-step manner. In the last, we will cover this 5 projects. Am I?
Okay, it means in AWS, if we cover the Kubernetes like AKS,
Hmm,
AKS, and in we will cover the same in Azure as well. So using the AKS,
yeah.
or is my understanding wrong?
No, 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 no. We'll cover.
Mhm.
AKE also
Okay,
will cover AKS and GKE.
okay, got it. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Rajni.
So yeah, see, Kubernetes is very important. Almost same. EKS and AKS is almost same, but GK is quite different. But it is very easy, dead easy. Kubernetes engine, Google Kubernetes engine. So I'll tell you this all. You might going to work on Google as well. Don't know. You might going to work on Azure, you don't know, EKS or ECS. Okay, ECS also. So these things I'll going to cover. Multi-cloud, cloud means cloud services which are related to DevOps. All services I'll teach. Everything from you might have from trailing system to an open telemetry. All this I will cover. So it will, if I tell all those things, and it will be quite lengthy session. I have already mentioned syllabus over the website. I think admin has already posted over there. So I'll also provide a few more add-ons on it. So might the facing development issue in the website, and I'll post that by this end of the day to them, and there'll be update. You can go to www.emergencytechops.com. You will find it over there. Here, I have given in the chat. Any questions still from anyone? One more thing. Next class is tomorrow same time, 10 a.m. on Sunday, and regular classes from Monday, 7 p.m. IST. So please join tomorrow session at 10 a.m. and I will be going to show you some real world deployment with application so that you will have some clarity how we will do that. Okay. Any questions? No? Cool then. So if no question, then I'll conclude the session today. If you have any specific question, you can still raise your hand and the hand section is open for you. Cool. So if you are facing any time, if I'm going speed, so please stop me over there and ask me. Yes, Mohan.
Yeah, hi Rajni.
Yeah.
Could you like what all tools, like monitoring tools you would be covering?
Okay, sure. Grafana, Prometheus, Neuralink, ELK stack. I'll also give you some exposure over the Datadog. So these are all the monitoring along with your cloud native monitorings. App Insights, Looker, or your CloudWatch. Okay. So with this, I'll be covering the monitoring and observability part side. So I'll use Grafana and Prometheus more, and I will use open telemetry, and I will use some other Loki, Mimir, and other centralized logging data source services. And I'll also use uh, PagerDuty or SignalFX. I'll also give you knowledge on Splunk. If it is possible, ServiceNow also will cover. And your incidents, SLA, SLO, and your incident, how you have to prioritize with your L1 and L2 team in the incident and driving the incident, problem ticket, incident ticket, how your stakeholder you have to manage it, escalation matrix, escalation templates, configurations and updates, run books, all this I'll cover in the SRE part. This is all comes under SRE, observability and SRE. And coming to security operation side also, we'll do the same thing. SecOps on the cloud level and CI/CD level and application level. Cloud level means it also comes under network level and application level. Yes, DevOps. Tell me.
Thank you.
Thank you. So one more hand raised. Yeah, you can go on. I think you are speaking in mute. Your hand is raised.
Hello, hi Rajnikant.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, actually you mentioned DevOps is infinity cycle. So
Hmm.
like what will be update like every weekly or monthly? So
Mhm.
my question is that one. For example, there is a 5 or 6 model in the there in the real time.
Hmm.
Like how what will be update like every week, monthly, like entire year.
No, not like that. Example, I'll take this one where I have implemented this on a cloud. So this is my platform cloud. Any platform, wherever you're working. And you have a GitHub resource where you place all your code here,
Okay.
right? And your user will be, your developer will be here and who is working on your team. Your team is working on different features to update. So on the development area. And once they have updated, so there are two things. Remember, left and shift and right shift. Okay. And then your production. Now let's say this is my application. Let me, so this is my application. My end users are using, these are all my end users who are accessing over www.abc.com. Example. Before this final version of application using from the end users, what is the flow here? When my developer, worked on the different changes, he'll push the code here, code base. So this is nothing but planning and coding. You can see in the dev, planning and the coding. These two parts only done by the developer. The rest of the part is DevOps engineer job. So planning and coding is done by my developer and they keep this code in the GitHub. From that onwards, building the code. So when you're building the code, you will use GitHub Actions or Jenkins, Azure DevOps, TeamCity, or Circle CI, Bamboo, any tool, say a CD tool. So you will use those tools and you will build this code package. You will build this code package. So that will be a .jar, .var or your other packages of your DLL packages, .NET or Python packages. any other Node.js packages. Okay. Once you generate this package, we call two types, artifact and package. So there's a slight difference in between, you need to understand. Once we develop this package and we'll run some test. Before also we run some test. Before generating, we run some normal test on the code base. And then we'll do some test. So this test could be your left shift testing, where you do with your sonar cube, check marks, uh, your trivy, snick, and other cyber flow. All this tool you will use as part of CI. So this is called CI, continuous integration. Continuous integration. Then after you build a artifact. It could be your Docker image, or it could be your anything, a normal package. So this artifact, you will push it into your remote repository. That could be your JFrog or an Access. So this area you will push it here, and then what you will do, you have to perform for the CD action. So here SecOps will come into the picture. If you are doing a static analysis, SAST, static analysis, you have to take SonarCube, checkmarks, Cyberflow, OWSE JAP, burp suite. All this you can take it here as a static code, and you will be able to find out your vulnerabilities, code vulnerabilities, and bugs, major impact, minor impact, and coverage of your code, line coverage, duplicates, code coverage, and all. So this is comes under left shift, testing and security. When you do, after your this artifact is generated or image is generated, if you say Docker image is generated, and you have to scan that image before you're pushing to your remote repository. You use Trivy Snick in order to scan the tools. You use the scanning, do a scanning here, and then while you're deploying, so deploying into direct production, no, you will deploy into the different environments. The one will be the dev environment, and the one will be the staging environment, and another one will be the shadow environment or a pre-production. UAT also you can call shadow environment or non-production environment. Non-prod will be. Whenever you listen shadow means that is non-prod only, and this is production. Okay. So first your code will be going to deploy into the dev, and where your manual tester automation testers will come to the www.dev.abc.com, and they will do the testing. And staging also same, different name, and or non-prod also same, the different name, same like nonprod.abc.com. So there's a different naming convention, and that works for only internal engineers or for testers and developers. We have to make sure this has to be configured. As a cloud engineer, you have to configure this and make it sure that these workloads are deployed and accessible. Okay, once your testing is done into your staging, and then you will move it to the production, and where you will configure your monitoring stack. This is your monitoring. This is your monitoring. So here you will do this monitoring for all your cloud, APM, application monitoring, infrastructure monitoring, service monitoring, all the things. APIs and everything. Okay, let's say you are deployed the application and there is a little bug in it. Your users are finding out, or before that, what your testing team is doing. One, your code is deployed into the production and then we found a bug. But before that, why doesn't happen? What about the performance testing? What about the your testing, UAT testing, user acceptance testing? Are these not done? Are they not did their job properly? So these are the questions we'll raise when we found something in the production. So this is not acceptable. So in order to do that, we are following a specific versions, right? So let's say here I'm running a version v1.1.0. We're running this version. Okay, this is a production version where we use release branch in the GitHub. You can use release branch also, or you can directly deploy with your Docker images, and then we can call the version like this also. So we are deploying this v1.1.0 and users are finding something. Okay, let's forget about the UAT and testing. This is we found from monitoring system where incident is created. Where incident is created. Okay, and then immediately your SRE engineers and your platform, all other peoples are involved in this call and they're finding out for the fix. That is hot fix or a bug fix, can be anything. Or this is a feature that you need to develop after this incident. So we have fixed this incident and then we have to develop a feature. So in that case, the discussion will again happen with your dev team and they work on the feature development. When they have work on the feature development, or there will be a new requirement comes from your stakeholder, or a product owner. It can be anything, stakeholder, product owner, or your BA, business analyst, because they know the market, right? They get the request from the customers. Okay, and they will say that, hey, we need to do a new feature development. So this is the new requirement. So whenever this happen and the code again will be planned and made into the code base where your version will be become v1.1.2. If you are doing hotfix or bug fix, this version will be 2. If you are doing a minor changes, 2.0. If you are doing major change, 2.000, like this. So some companies maintain this version name as year, date, and the release of the application version. Some companies will maintain model version, model name, and the application version and the year or a month. So if you go to check your Android mobile update version, that will be different. So they mention their model number, model version, and the different Unicode of the model, and then year and the month. So each company will follow different versioning strategy. So this will, again, it follows the same thing. The code will go to here, artifact and deploying, and then this is how you can able to see v1.1.2. That's how it will ask you. It is a web application, then you no need to update. Automatically it will be updated. But when you deploy into the Play Store otherwhere, you have to update your client application in your Android mobile. Okay. Yeah, so I can see the queue. Second queue is Anji. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Rajni. This is Anji.
Mhm.
Thanks for the session, and your teaching is very clear and clarity. My question is, so nowadays, so many jobs is taking over by the AI, right? So if we can start the journey for DevOps, so how the boom will be on DevOps side, and will it be there in a few years, or else how it will be? Will it be taking over by the AI?
See, the AI will not take your jobs until and unless if you not learn the AI. If you not know about the AI, yes, it surely, because the person who know the AI, he will be in the competition and you will lose your job. So I will not use this word lose your job. That is uh, bullshit. Okay. So you need to learn. If you have to provide the time to AI. Example. In the same workflow, I wanted to use AI. Where you will use AI? You're using ChatGPT or Copilot just to write this unit test cases, or you're writing the code for pipeline, or you're writing the code for Kubernetes manifest or Ansible playbook or something, or even the code also. So now 60% of code is writing by AI and 40% of code is using for debugging. Whatever the code written by AI, it's quite easy, but to debug, we need to have a skill because AI will not do a debugging well. If it is doing a debugging well, it won't write that code. Okay, so that is the main thing with AI, means main problem with the AI. AI need a human person who need to debug, analyze, and then go for it. Now, where I can place my AI in this workflow or in the cloud, and what type of job I can do with the AI. See, to deploying into the dev, to deploying into the staging, where you're dealing with right shift testing or left shift testing, you can leverage AI here or ML models here for your security scanning and automated scannings. For your automated manual testings are there. You are doing automation testing. Even the automation testing is advanced. You can leverage AI where it can perform agentic actions and generate agentic reports. So where you can write these agentic actions for your test. And for this workflow, if your pipeline failed, so immediately you can get remediation with AI. So why you will copy these failure logs and go and paste in the chat GPT? Can't you use AI itself over there to give you remediation steps? Yes, we can use it in the pipeline where. And I'm using it observability here, and I would like to make AI alerting system. AI alerting system where it will find out, my AI will going to tell me that, hey, in coming 1 hour, this incident may going to happen. So that I can take steps, right? My L1 engineer team will be there and they will take some steps on it to not to create an incident or some anomaly is happening. So my AI will simply detect that anomaly.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
anomaly
Yeah.
testing, it will be like to do predictive analysis. That nothing but predictive analysis we will say. So this kind of alerting and giving you predictive analysis, it can be done with your AI in the AIOps system. Not only this, if you are using public faced applications, let's say your application will be a public faced and you want to use your AI and reduce the cost, it will tell you the cost. Hey, you are misusing the cost when you're working on the public portals or whatever the resources you are using over there, and the customers are using this much, and every time you will be calculating the cost is not accurate, your cost is becoming very high, and you should do this, you should do that. So these kind of things can be done through your AI, and you can give this kind of services to your customer also. You can sell this AI to your customers. You can use internally in your organization. So there are many proposals by using AI. Whatever the hype you are listening outside in the market, so that is just for the digital marketers. But coming to the organizations, the still pain is there that they're still in the thinking where to place our AI to leverage the AI to solve our repeated works. Your job will be removed when you are doing repeated work. But DevOps is not a kind of repeated work. Okay.
Yes.
So these operations need to done by a human manually. This connection you need to write manually. These connections AI will not write manually and it will not take over. Your job will be safe. Until next 10 to 15 years, DevOps is not move from the market. There will be only enhancements by the AI workflows. That's why you need to start learning AI.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Rajni. Thanks for the explanation.
I can see still a queue in the hand raises. Anji 2 times and L 1 time. Any other questions?
No, nothing from my end. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you everyone. If no questions, then I can conclude the session and please join tomorrow at the same time.
Yep. Thank you, Rajni.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Rajni.
you.
Thank you.